Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Sitcom My Face, a very special episode. I'm Nick Franco.
After school special.
Yes, an after school special. A very special episode.
I'm addicted to crack now.
Well, I'm Nick Franco, and with us always...
Jay Bidwell, buddy.
Yeah. How you feeling, Jay?
I got the vid, bro. I got the COVID.
Oh.
No.
Well, if Jay stays with us the whole program, what we're going to do tonight is something a little special. We're going to watch a little watch-along, the Amazon Prime special, Being the Ricardos.
Yes, all about, what is it? How long of it? Maybe a week in the production of I Love Lucy?
Yes, the sitcom that really set the bar for all sitcoms afterwards, and some happenings that happen in a week.
Yeah.
For those out there in audio land, I just did air quotes. So we'll go over this as we're watching. But what we want you to do, though, if you could get your Amazon Prime up.
Yeah, if you have Amazon Prime, this is a free movie. You can watch it. You don't have to have
Prime
rental. You don't have to rent it or any of that shit. So
correct. Yeah, so if you get this up, past the commercial, the little introduction commercial there, and just get it queued up to where it's about to begin. We're going to give you about a minute here just to get yourself set. Just also in other recent sitcom news, unfortunately, she did not get to reach her 100th birthday, but we lost Betty White between our last episode and now.
Betty, man, everyone loved Betty White, man. What a sad day. And on New Year's Eve.
I know.
God damn it.
And
the 17th here, was it today?
Yeah, yesterday was her actual birthday.
Damn.
I know.
Would have been a hundo, huh?
A cool hundo.
I know Cloris was, did she make it to 100? Cloris Leachman?
No, I think Cloris also was 90s, I believe.
Jesus.
And same thing, Ed Asner. And I'm trying to remember if Gavin was 90s or just late 80s, I think.
So should we go ahead and just say we're probably going to be doing Mary Tyler Moore here coming up? Yeah.
In a couple of episodes, we're actually going to talk about and watch the Mary Tyler Moore show. So, get yourselves prepared. And
Betty was the last of the
original cast.
She came in, I think, a season or two later in the show, but
I believe you're right. I think
between her, Gavin, and Ed Asner that was the last three mains of the show.
Correct. Yeah, because
weird that Mary and Rhoda, they seemed like the younger ones, and they died before everyone else.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't know, but I'll be excited to get back into that show. I have a few seasons on DVD, and that one is on Hulu, you said?
Yes, that is available on Hulu. And next week, we're also going to talk about one of our favorite sitcoms. You want to say it, Jay?
Next episode is Night Court. This is 3 of the, I think there's 9 seasons or 8 seasons of this show. I think it's 9. I've already been deep into this show. Like I said, I think I watched about 40 fucking episodes in the last week.
Excellent. So do like Jay, meaning watch 40 episodes, not get COVID.
Not get COVID.
Yes, let's be specific here. And for all those that want to watch Night Court, all 9 seasons are available on Peacock.
I knew I shouldn't have licked that park bench. Fuck.
I thought you were going to say that Peacock. But anyway, hopefully you're all ready, and we're going to get ready to start watching Being the Ricardos. We'll do a little countdown here. Ready, Jay? 3, 2, 1, go.
I see a book.
Yes, a book. It's opening. It's a pop-up book. Cool.
Whoa.
And it's building itself. Oh, is this Game of Thrones?
Yeah, it is kind of Game of Thrones. Now, did you see all the shit that popped up there, which really surprised me a lot? It was like nudity and smoking and other shit. Amazon stuff. Not something you expect to pop up at the beginning of a film about I Love Lucy.
No, not really. Okay.
That is the thing I noticed, not only in this film based on Lucy, but the other one that I watched the same day. Very sexual.
Oh, Lucy herself, yes.
Yeah, very sexual.
Let's see, Amazon Studio, an escape artist production. So Houdini has his hand in here.
Not actually people from the show, by the way.
Correct. It's people playing the people from the show. Yeah.
Oppenheimer, I believe, also did her radio show.
I believe so, and which is where the sitcom kind of launched from, as we'll see also in this movie.
If that's Bob Carroll Jr., I'd hate to see Bob Carroll Sr., huh?
And Madeline Pugh here is not Madeline Pugh. You know who that is?
Was she also from Arrested?
No, that was Linda Lavin. Alice.
Is she not the mom from Arrested Development?
Oh, you know what? I'm not sure. I didn't really watch Arrested that much, so.
Because there's another cast member from Arrested Development that shows up.
Oh, okay.
I think she was. Pretty sure.
But you see, I knew her from Alice.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I'm older than you.
Oh, we know. No, Walter Winchell. So this was a real thing. That it is interesting that they chose this as to be the backbone of the movie.
Yeah.
And this is Aaron Sorkin, right? Who did all the West Wing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Sorkin directed this.
That is correct.
The walk and talk guy. Everything he ever did was walk and talk.
You're quite correct.
He did he also do Ally McBeal, right? And I think he did Boston Legal, maybe.
Oh yeah, I think those were.
I want to say West Wing
Sorkin,
and I remember Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip.
Right. Yeah, which was strange because he had Studio 60 come out at the same time 30 Rock came out, and it's okay, kind of two based on the same thing, but Studio 60 did not last.
Xavier Cugat album down there.
Now Lucy is beating up Ricky.
Yeah.
Or Desi, I should say.
Now, I think this is actually kind of a smart way to get into this because tell me if you agree, the look is hard to get past when you know it's not them, but their voices are pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? Nicole Kidman did a great job. In fact, she just got the Golden Globe for her portrayal of Lucy for being the Ricardos.
Oh, did she win it?
Yeah, she won it. Oh. Javier Bardem was nominated, did not win. I think he did a great job in his portrayal, but I will say his voice wasn't as smooth as Desi's. Desi had just a smoother delivery.
She does sound a lot like older, raspier Lucy.
Yes.
To me,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucy smoke 10 packs a day. Lucy. No,
yeah.
But yeah, she did a great. I was nervous when I heard about this coming out, and it's Nicole Kidman playing Lucy. Really?
Yeah. Did you see? There was a lot of petitions to get her out of there and have Deborah Messing do it.
Yeah.
People wanted Deborah Messing from
Will and Grace.
Will and Grace, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess she had done an episode or something of that show where she played Lucy, and I guess she was really spot on.
Right. But, no, Nicole Kidman did a great job here.
Lucy Jr., Lucy, i.e. Lucy,
yeah,
came out and basically was you just wait until you see Nicole Kidman in this role.
Mm-hmm.
But she did also say, she said Nicole Kidman's not playing Lucy Ricardo. She's playing
Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball.
Yeah.
Which she does play Lucy Ricardo quite a bit in this, but
correct. But for the most part, she's playing Lucille Ball. Yeah. They just heard on the radio the whole Walter Winchell thing there about Lucy being a communist.
Lucy being a communist. Yes, I have read her autobiography, and it is talked about in there. She says it was. This is an actor I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
She did it in honor of what, her grandfather, was it?
Was it grandfather or like great uncle? I forget what it was. It was grandfather or great uncle.
We know him from everything.
Oh, J.K. Simmons.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah. I want to see Spider-Man. He's a menace.
I like him as an actor. I don't know that he was right for Fred.
It's weird. I love
William
his
Frawley.
acting normally, but I get what you're saying about Fred. But
this woman, I don't know her as Ethel, but she's pretty good as... She's got her aura. Obviously, she doesn't really look like her, but she's got that vibe about her that I...
No, she does have the Ethel vibe. But you know what? I think Jake, just like we were saying with Nicole Kidman playing more Lucille Ball than like the sitcom character Lucy. I think he's playing actually more what's his name, Bill
Frawley.
Bill Crawley, rather than...
Yeah, the other actress there as Vivian Vance, I've seen enough about her to... She's definitely got the vibe down.
Mm-hmm.
The freckled gal there playing young Madeline Pugh, that's the other girl from... Actually, was he also on Arrested Development? I think this guy was also on... they're both, I believe.
You may be right. Jeez. This is called Arrested Development, the Lucy story.
Yeah, I feel like he was on there too, but... The recreation of the set is pretty amazing.
Yeah, they did a great job in, in getting the whole vibe, the whole set recreation.
There's a little Easter egg: the call for Philip Morris on the table.
Let's see. I'm so thrown off by Clark Gregg. He's been in so many Marvel things.
That's the guy. That guy there.
Yeah, Clark Gregg. He was also on the New Adventures of Old Christine.
Oh, okay. The redhead is red. I dyed my hair communism.
Well, it is interesting how, and apparently this is true, the news article about Lucy being communist, they had the print in red, which was a thing that stood out. They bring light to it also in this movie too, that it's like, oh, they didn't even realize that they could print red in newspapers.
And at this time in the 50s, that's the last thing you wanted to be labeled.
Correct. This is basically the whole time of McCarthyism. Senator Joe McCarthy, and the blacklisting of a lot of actors, actresses, people in all walks of life, truthfully.
Yeah, they take a lot of things that happened in actuality.
Yeah.
But they cram them into this 1 week, as you said.
That's so correct. Because there's going to be 3 major plot lines to this movie. This is, plot line number 1, the communism thing. The 3 things did happen, but they happened over, I think it was 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And again, to get the drama going, it's like, okay, they have to get everything cleared by Friday. This is Monday.
You got to have that ticking clock.
Yep. So, they got the 24 thing going. 11 p.m.
That painting of her on the wall that they showed by the door.
Oh, right.
I'm pretty sure I've even seen that painting of the real Lucy, but the painting is of her as Lucy. in the same exact pose with the same outfit, which I thought was kind of interesting.
That's cool. Yeah, I love when they bring that, like, attention to detail of, like, okay, that was a real thing, but they can't just put the real thing in. It's like, we got to do it of the person portraying Lucy. Baby, you're the greatest. Oh, wait, wrong sitcom.
Yeah, go check out our last episode, Honeymooners. I think it turned out really well.
Oh, by the way, I remembered the thing that I was going to bring up also on the last one with the Honeymooners. Did you ever listen to Joe Piscopo and Eddie Murphy back in the 80s had a Honeymooners rap?
Wow, no.
Yeah, I actually, I had the album, like the actual vinyl, signed by Joe Piscopo because he, like, made an appearance at the local disco mat at that time, or Record Town at that time. I of course I wish it was Eddie Murphy signing it, but
I did just watch it, and it was actually really good. And I don't usually like these kind of things, but it was a SNL in the 80s DVD documentary. You've seen that one?
Oh, interesting. No, I haven't.
It was really good. Like, those DVDs usually suck because it's like 10 little skits and that's it, and they cram them together and ship them out.
Yeah.
And I thought this was going to be like a bunch of skits, but it's a documentary. So if you see the one called SNL in the 80s, it covers year by year and interviews a lot of the cast and a lot of those people who got like one season, like
like a Gilbert,
Louis Dreyfus and shit.
Yep.
Like, you're like, oh yeah,
Robert Downey Jr.
But Piscopo and Eddie Murphy were the big breakouts of the early 80s, I guess.
Yes.
Seasons.
You're correct. Yeah, Eddie Murphy being the real breakout, Piscopo being the minor breakout.
Yeah, very cool documentary though. And I think I found it at the dollar store even.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, some of the things that unfold here definitely didn't happen till the end of the show's run, and this is only season 2.
Yeah. Yes, and for all those not familiar, that this is a table read. For that touch.
Depending on who you are, I have heard she could have been kind of a bitch to you.
Mm-hmm. And you know what she just said is so true. Danny Thomas does jokes, I do physical comedy. Like, they actually talk about it on Gilbert Gottfried's podcast a lot. Like, they bring up famous people throughout the years, and they talk about Lucy. And Lucy was like, when she was on on her sitcom and that, she was on, but it was it was the physical, it was the it was her voice, it was her like her little movements, it was her like all those little things. So they even bring it up here. But it's like, if it was a variety show with Lucille Ball on it, chances are, because a lot of times they're trying to have the person do jokes. So,
did you ever see Room Service, the one movie she did with the Marx Brothers?
No, I haven't. And I love Marx Brothers too.
Oh, I fucking love the Marx Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Kind of surprised they never got a sitcom-y type show, really.
Yeah,
I mean, they were huge movie stars though, so.
True. Yeah, it's like, I wish they had done more of those, like, if you want to say short form things, like the Three Stooges. So they could have had a show a la the Three Stooges where it's like, oh, okay, they play like 2 shorts or something like that. But
one of my favorite episodes though did have Harpo in it, of I Love Lucy. Did you ever see that one?
No, but was that the one? Is it? Yeah, I think Harpo.
It's one of the Hollywood episodes where they're in Hollywood and her friend comes over and she's kind of hard of seeing. So she dresses like Harpo and tries to pull off being Harpo, but
Oh,
the real
yes,
Harpo
yes,
shows
yes.
up. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that one. But oh, what was I going to say though? But you know the the Hollywood rumor that Harpo and Lucy. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
can't do the Harpo whistle, but yeah.
It's like it's like they're
The thing that I do remember from her book too is talking about she really did over rehearse things,
yeah.
but she never had it till the final day of tape.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was constantly workshopping things. They do a lot of that in this movie, talking about how she wanted every little thing to be perfect.
Yeah. No, and you see that in watching the old show. It's like even though this was really the sitcom to really the advent of the TV sitcom that we all know.
But
They
yeah, Desi would
they
have
made
to
it
tell the director, "Don't worry, on tape night she will be there.
right.
It doesn't matter how boring or shitty it is all during the week. Tape night, she will bring it in front of that audience," and she always did.
Yep.
Now this set has the window in the back, which I don't even know if they were in that apartment by season 2, to be honest, because they move at one point upstairs.
Ah, okay. I was going to say, like, yeah, for all Lucy information, please contact Jay. He is a Luciphile.
And maybe they move in the second season, but it seems too early for that because there's one where
Yeah.
in the first one, they have a wall back there, and then they move upstairs, and then they have the window.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they said this was well, again, this is supposed to be season 2, episode 4. So yeah, I don't think
I don't
at
know.
that point it was.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's at least 3 fucking
People
Arrested
from.
Development actors in here. That was the film they did together.
Yes. Yeah. Too
I
many
have a box
girls.
set. It's got 3 movies in it that they did together.
Oh, what are the other two?
Um, Forever Darling, I believe,
Okay.
and the long trailer. I forget how many longs are in it. The long trailer, at least.
Okay.
That's a pretty funny movie, actually.
I
It's like
think I've seen that one when I was younger. Long trailer or long
I
trailer
believe those are the only 3 films they ever did together.
did together.
Yeah, it really is amazing. Like she actually got big later. Like
Yeah.
she had to be late 30s by the
Yeah.
time I Love Lucy
Well,
came out.
they bring up in this that actually also like she was like I guess hiding her real age. Like I think she was saying she was like 34 or whatever. She was really like later 30s.
Mm-hmm. Because she was in a shit ton of movies, man. Like when she was real young.
But like as you said, it's like it's amazing how much she did starting later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
To
like
have 4 fucking sitcoms after the age of 40.
that's what I was just
You're
going to
like,
ask you.
Jesus.
It's like, like how many total sitcoms did Lucy have? 4?
I Love Lucy, The Lucy Show, Here's Lucy, and Life with Lucy,
Yeah.
which was the one that didn't last very long.
No.
But she died right after it was canceled, like less than a year, I think.
Yeah, because that was how late was that one? Life with Lucy.
80. She died in 89, so I think that one was like 87, 88.
And I think that was also around the same time she did that movie, The Stone Pillow. I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
They just put out the DVD of that fucking last show too. I was shocked. For many years, I was like, "Well, I'll never be able to see Life with Lucy. It'll be the one show I never." And then they fucking put out a DVD of it like
Wow.
in the last couple of years. I was like, "What?" It's bad though. It's pretty bad. But it's
Yeah.
got Gail Gordon from the other 3 series.
Yeah, like I know I saw it like 1 or 2 episodes, and that was all I needed at that point.
It's kind of sad seeing old Lucy doing pratfalls and shit. You're like, oh, you're gonna break a
Exactly.
hip. Quit it.
Yeah, I know. It's like wait. Yeah, you're not supposed to be doing this physical humor at this point.
The Golden Girls weren't out there doing pratfalls. I don't think.
Right. No, not that I remember. Yes, again, I'm trying to think. Was it?
Most Lucy biopics are about their budding love. So this one's got a little bit of that. It doesn't. I'm glad it doesn't dwell too much on it because we have seen it a lot.
Yes. Now, being that you've seen this before too, like, what's your take on the, like, the way they did the flashbacks versus the thing? I think some of it worked, but some of it was a little scattered. That, like, for me.
Honestly, I think when they are doing the I Love Lucy bits, it works the least for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, I mean, they're so iconic, and you're never gonna compete
with the original itself.
I don't know. Like, she's not bad as Lucy, but I never quite believe her either. She's got the aura. But I think, honestly, from what I've read, I think Lucy was more putty in his hands. She wouldn't be domineering him as much as she does. I mean, later when her career and his career are intertwined, maybe. Like, I don't know. I feel like, and they do talk about the sexual charge of their relationship. Like, they were fucking hot and steamy, apparently.
Oh yeah.
But I think he was the first man that made her melt, and I think that she didn't stand up to him quite as much in some of these early interactions as they do in the movie.
Got it.
Because even in her book, she talks about how she put up with him cheating for years because there was just something about him. She couldn't get away from him. She loved him so much and all that, Yeah, I don't think this is the definitive telling of any of this, but I think even the other one I watched, just called Lucy, might be a little better in my opinion, but the older one.
Now I'm trying to remember. Is that like a more documentary-ish, or is that?
No, it's a biopic. It's
biopic as well. Okay.
Yeah, it's also on Amazon Prime. It's just called Lucy.
Yeah, no, because being that I watched this one, there was a couple of things that had shown up. Like, you might also like to watch, and I think that was one. But I thought one of the things was a documentary, and that's why I was like, okay, which thing's the documentary? What's the?
I seen one of them that popped up was actually it was a VHS tape I used to have. I used to watch the shit out of it. But it's I think it's called Lucy's Lost Episodes. It's not really episodes of the show, but it's a lot of we talked about the advertisers, the Westinghouse ads and all that they would do for the studio. So there's a lot of Lucy and Desi playing Lucy and Ricky for ads and stuff.
Okay.
But there was one bit on there that was so cool, and it was like where Bob Hope played Ricky.
Oh my God.
They did a whole it was pretty close to a full episode, I think. But I guess at some point Bob Hope's name came up to play Ricky. The studio really wanted a white guy, obviously.
Right.
And she fought for him. But so once the show was already big, they were like, well, what if Bob Hope had played Ricky? And they did like a whole, and if I remember right, Desi comes in playing Fred at some point.
Okay.
It was fucking hysterical. And it's also on that.
Oh, that's cool. I got to check that out. If they have it available.
Yeah.
You said it's on Amazon too now, or?
The VHS tape I had was called Lucy's Lost Episodes, and the same artwork with the same name popped up on Prime.
Oh, cool.
So I'm assuming it's the same program.
Excellent. Yes, for old folks.
For old folks.
Yes, yeah, and this is the recurring theme throughout this movie. The word
fucking.
home. And then, why later, like when he says, "Lucy, I'm home," and
I think her next marriage, lasted until he died. I believe.
Really?
Gary Morton, I think was his name.
Okay.
He produced all of her later shows. I'm pretty sure. I think Desi was the love of her life.
What did he call her?
Genetically gifted?
No, kinetically.
Oh, kinetically.
No, hermetically gifted. Yeah, it's like she seals real well. Like no air gets in there.
Oh my! He's stealing her right now.
Sealing the deal there.
Lucille. He broke that Lucille. Yeah, it's so weird. Every fucking Lucy biopic, they're just constantly fucking. And you're like, I don't. It's like almost like watching grandma fuck. You just think of them as so old timey and not sexual beings.
But no, it's like, hey, this is how we got to this generation. They screwed. The next generation screwed. Yep. Yeah, hey.
Dude, have you seen like 20s Lucy, dude? She was fucking fine, bro. Like in her 20s? Woof. Now I wonder who she's talking to here. If it's someone else we know, or
I know it's like I wonder if she was actually making a call or just like faking a call.
Fucking with him, yeah.
Yeah. Fade to
now,
black.
Shocking to see a no smoking sign in the audience. You would think back then they could all just smoke as much as they
wanted. Especially
Philip
Morris.
I guess maybe even because of the cameras, they don't want it picking up on the camera.
Oh, true. Yeah.
But yeah, Philip Morris sign hanging out in the audience. Yeah, so like we talked about the original opening, it was not the heart on satin for the show. It was, and the cool thing about the DVDs for the I Love Lucy, they actually allow you to watch it with the original openings.
Oh, wow.
So it has that little short call for Philip Morris.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But the cool thing was, like, we know now you're watching a show and it goes to a commercial break. You watch a bunch of ads and you come back. Back then, you would have the characters from the show would come out with some product and they would do the commercial right there on the set.
Yep.
As the character sometimes, and they would have like, oh, this soap, blah blah blah.
Yep. Well, just like we were talking about, like in the Honeymooners episode, even Fred and Barney Rubble, Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble, were doing ads for
cigarettes.
Smoke a Winston. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
yeah,
Spider-Man.
I like him, but I don't think he captured William Frawley very well in this. And Lucy or Ethel and Fred hated each other in real life.
Yeah, they definitely get that across in this movie, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vivian Vance and him are like.
Well, it was a real
not
thing
friendly.
Too, that Vivian Vance had a thing. They were like, we have to keep you frumpy because you can't be prettier than Lucy.
Yep.
And they eventually became very good friends, but that was always one of those things that she never liked that.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, it's addressed in this movie too, where it's like, and like Lucy's got to give her the spiel. It's like, well, you got to look like the every woman, like so like more women at home identify with you.
Mm-hmm.
Off to Farmers Insurance commercial. Sorry, being that J.K. Simmons is in everything, including those.
I'm not fucking stupid, bro. I did it on purpose.
God, it's so crazy thinking about this, like being in that environment where it's like just one really a rumor can just like ruin the career of like
your entire career.
Yeah, it's like yeah, they're a communist. Yeah, they're a communist. It's like
well, and of course it doesn't help being married to a Cuban.
Right.
That probably added a lot to the plausibility, the believability of it.
True.
Even though he's like, motherfuckers, I ran from Cuba to avoid this shit.
And like he described a little bit of like what was going on. It's like, yeah, it's like they killed all the animals and then we ran.
You got to wonder too. Like you got 3 networks or 4 networks. I think there was only 3 back then, right?
Right. Yeah, I think it was just the 3.
It was like CBS, NBC, ABC, something like
Correct.
that. So you're on like the #1 fucking show. Imagine just walking down the street. It's not like now where you have a million options. People have a million fucking things to watch. Back then, they were watching you.
Yeah. Well,
it had to be crazy.
Just like like the fake, like older people before. Like it's like it's like a good show nowadays. Like if you get like 15 million or whatever, it's like okay, you're the top show, and it's like this was routinely getting like 60 million viewers an episode.
The only people not watching back then were the ones who didn't have TVs yet.
Correct. If you had a TV, you had 3 options. This was the main one.
I believe it comes up in this movie as well, right? Where like they said it was fact that businesses would shut down so that they could go home and watch I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
That's how popular the show was.
It's not just like businesses would shut down too. It's as far as also I think electricity consumption and stuff like and also flushing the toilet.
Yeah, you always see the We Love Lucy too. We're home watching Lucy. Sorry, we're closed. And Vivian, she went on to be in several of Lucy's shows.
Mm-hmm.
She was in the first 2 years of the Lucy show, and then she left. I don't know. I think she got married.
And moved across. Okay.
I believe she got married and moved across the country.
Mm-hmm.
So then she would come back as little cameos or something.
Okay, here we are in the writer's room. And then this is where they're going over upcoming episodes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is plot point 2 about the
pregnancy.
Yep, this is plot point 2 coming up,
which I believe was season 2, if I remember right. Were they? Couldn't even say the word pregnant on TV back then.
Yeah, that's insane. Yes, the idea of pregnant, and also like things like on I Love Lucy and shows like that. You couldn't have one bed where the couple like sleeps together. It's like you had to have separate beds that were separated.
Lucy Goes to Italy was on the board. That was way after season 2.
Yeah, no, that was a later.
I think the Europe episodes were more like season 5 or 6. Yeah, back then shows had like I think 36 episodes on average per season.
Correct.
We've come down a lot since then. They're down to like 22, True. 24 for a lot of shows.
I think on network TV it's about 22. On cable, you might have like 16, and then some of your streaming shows you might have 10 or less.
Yeah, I think most seasons of this were like 35, 36. Toward the end, though, they started doing hour-long specials.
It's like, yeah, that was
this vineyard is located in the 19th century, he said. Yeah, because even by then, that was old standard.
Mm-hmm.
See, these parts, you go,
Mm-hmm. But the sound of it, she's got the sound of Lucy.
Well, that's the weird thing, though, is even she's got old Lucy.
Yeah, the older Lucy sound.
So when you put that old Lucy voice into I Love Lucy,
yeah,
it doesn't quite
weird. Yeah.
Now that lady looks exactly like the one in the show, which is creepy. the other Grape Stomper lady. She's got the facial.
Yeah.
The mannerisms. Like, this looks pretty accurate.
So weird, like it's like because they're in mid thought or whatever. It's like, okay, the whole thing is paused.
Right.
She loses an earring. But it is amazing, like how something like this can make you remember the real thing and how funny that stuff was.
They called it like enceinte or something, which must be like Spanish for pregnant, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it was even pregnant, but it was
with child, maybe. Or something?
Yeah, with child. I think that's the phrase.
I think the episode's called Lucy is enceinte or something. How'd they get pregnant, Nick, when they have separate beds? I don't.
I don't understand.
Uncle Nick, tell me where babies come from.
You see, there's a stork, and you send away like Amazon, and
randomly, my mom just told me when I saw her on my birthday, she was watching Arrested Development. She doesn't watch anything.
Oh, wow.
She's like, we've been watching all the Arrested Development. I'm like, really? That doesn't even seem like a show for you. But
ironic.
She's like, we love it. She's like, we watched like three and a half seasons already. I was like, oh. I wish I knew more about just Oppenheimer, because I hear he was a very smart guy, and I don't know if this is actually accurate to him or not. Like,
yeah, portrayal or not. Yeah, I don't know.
By all accounts, though, I mean, from what I've read, he was a really amazing showrunner. Like, had a good eye for comedy.
Mm-hmm.
He seems kind of negative and neurotic in this, from what I would think, from what I've read. But
I think, like, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think in this, like, a lot of the ancillary characters, like, are kind of just exaggerated more, just to, like, I don't know if they were necessarily as neurotic or as, like...
Yeah, like, even the writers here, like, everyone else seems antagonistic to them.
Yes.
And I never heard the writers as like, oh, the writers didn't like my ideas. It was usually pretty collaborative from what I've read, but who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure there were, disagreements, of course, like as in any writer's room. But yeah,
But when
in
you're
this
when
it
you're
seems
writing
more
for the biggest TV stars ever, you're probably not gonna push against the grain too much, you know?
right.
Like especially for a woman in the writers' room, she seems very outspoken for the 50s. I don't know if
Correct. Yeah, that there's a lot. It's like it's like, well, would it really have gone this way? Like. Let's,
this director seems like a dick.
yeah.
I don't think William Frawley ever had kids or anything. Someone said that he left his whole estate to like his I think his nieces and nephew or something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know if Vivian Vanstone had kids either. I never heard.
Hmm. So
Because she got married pretty late in life.
So the Mertzes were without child.
I think so. Yeah, because she didn't get married until the Lucy show, and she would have been fucking in her 60s or something by then.
Oh,
I think.
wow. Yeah,
maybe at least 50s.
At least later 50s, yeah.
Although she might have been, was she younger than Lucy? She might have been younger than Lucy.
I don't know. Okay, now we're back to plot point number 3. Yeah, Desi came home late, and there's a, and I know there's a. I'm trying to remember if they showed that headline too or whatever. Well, not headline, but about like there's trouble brewing between Lucy and Desi, and they're talking about this time. This picture he was taking with this girl, and they were on the boat together, and they remember the moment, like the same time.
In real life, he cheated on her a lot.
Lots, yeah.
And depending on which source, apparently he really liked prostitutes.
Yeah.
Because he said that you were less likely to get caught.
Right,
and they tend to keep their tongue
and actually in the later in the reveal they talk about this as far as and it's like it wasn't an affair, it was hookers. Again, keyword home. Lucy wanted a home, he's coming home late.
I think they were already married quite a while before the show started, if I remember right. I think it was like at least 10 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, because at the time she was doing her radio show. They were already married. Oh, Lucy got into the funk.
Desilu Ranch, yeah. I thought a married couple that doesn't see each other would be happier.
No, not true. Not true.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
And absinthe makes the I don't know, makes you tipsy as hell. Oh, here we go with the Babalu.
Not too long ago, I actually got a CD at a Goodwill. It was the best of Desi Arnaz.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't popped it in yet, but it's got Babalu on there.
Nice.
His most famous song was... Oh, do you know what his most famous song probably was? From The Mask?
I'm trying to remember now.
It's also on the CD. They call me Cuban Pete. I'm the king of the rumba beat. I think most people know Cuban Pete from The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm.
He does that performance.
Wow, I didn't even it didn't even dawn on me with that one.
2 a.m. show, Jesus.
I know, it's like
it's a lot of energy to have at 2 a.m.
Yeah. And then they would meet up at, what was it, 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. there?
Yeah, this is, I forgot the name of the, was this Mulholland Drive?
I believe so.
I feel like this was a real thing where they would meet up, but I don't remember. The car people look at these kind of movies though, and they go, "That car's not accurate to the time period." I know.
Or it's like, wait, yeah, like, you know, the the 1950 version of this wasn't available in that color. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't know enough about it, but I'm sure somebody's out there going, "The shape of the headlight's wrong." No, you should quit. She's the more successful one.
There we go.
Boom, chicky boom.
Be great if, like, Jim Carrey was off to the side, you know.
So full of spice. He's like, "Listen, motherfuckers." That would be hard playing second fiddle to your wife all the time, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it must have been a strange dynamic, yeah.
Did they mention it in this movie, the I in I Love Lucy, how they tried to say that he was...
Yes. Later on, it's like that because Lucy was asking for an executive producer credit for Desi at the time, and they tried to blow smoke up his ass like, oh, you're the I in I Love Lucy, so you're billed even higher.
In one of the books about the show, they say, and it was an older book, they talk about it like he bought it hook, line, and sinker, though.
Mm.
And in this,
yeah,
he's
they
like, fuck you, right?
Exactly.
So I don't know which one's real. Yeah, one of the books I read was cool because it was written in like the 60s, so all that stuff was kind of recent.
Mm. Uh-oh, French toast there, JJ. Can you taste that French toast?
Can't taste it. Can't taste it. So I gotta tell you, that is the weirdest fucking sensation, not being able to taste. You could feel things in your mouth, but you're like, I can't taste it. It's a strange one. Well, at least it took me this long to catch it, right? Did pretty good. Good thing that Tinder girl canceled the other day. Would have been awkward.
Okay, we're on day 3.
Yeah, I recognize him more without the glasses on.
Yeah. Well, there's that shoe. How much pregnant?
Good thing Philip Morris doesn't exist anymore, right? And they'd be like, "Why the fuck you making us look so stupid?" And Philip, do they still? They were doing them a few years ago. Philip Morris like anti-smoking ads.
Yeah, no, I think
I
they're
think it's
still
a
a
I
thing
think it's a
though.
completely like anti-smoking everything now, though.
Yeah. Well, they had to pay how many billions?
Which is what most shows did, honestly. You hide the
Mm,
belly. You'd be shocked how many shows you watch and don't even think about the reason that the mother's
yep.
standing behind the counter or something.
And I think we brought it up before, like the whole thing with Katie Seagal from
Yeah.
Married with Children.
After she had her miscarriage, the second time she got pregnant,
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
they
we're
hit
not
it.
gonna write it into the show at this point. It's like, I wonder at what point, like, what was the use of the word pregnant? Like, like, oh, okay, that's fine now.
Yeah. The swinging 60s, probably. I'm glad they got the Desi's like business mind though in here.
Yes, yeah, and he brings up the points of like some of the things for the sitcom. He came up with some of the ideas, the 3 camera, the like, so some of these other like techniques that became a staple of
Was it in here
sitcoms.
where they talk about the reasoning about so they can film it faster to get it to the other time?
I think so.
Because like something about they wanted it live on both coasts or something.
Yeah, no, I let's see.
Maybe it was the other movie that discussed it then. They said something about like we would never be able to film it, show it, and edit it in time to also go live on the East Coast or something like that. So he's like, well, what if we had 3 cameras? It'd be easier for editing.
No, they don't say that in here, but he says like he came up with those ideas.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the 3 camera setup was all his idea.
Mm,
Must have been the other movie though that lays out why,
right.
and I think that was something about. It's like the Kmart version of I Love Lucy.
It's so funny. It's like the way he gave. It's like those were the best. Like it so reminds me of Peter Boyle on Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
There was one episode where Doris Roberts says like, "I'm not some kind of trophy wife," and he's like, "You're a trophy wife? What contest in hell did I win?"
Yeah, I remember
Okay, can't wait till we do that sitcom. I'm a big fan of that one. Yes, again, this was the director that they seem to love.
Yeah, you get. I wonder how many this guy did. How many episodes? Before he's like, "Fuck this bitch."
She's now threatening harm against the director.
Why are all the lights facing the audience?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a great little
with
throwaway line there. It's like 10 minutes. It's like hard to say.
I see, and I always got the idea that she is a perfectionist, but I think it was more internal with her as opposed to everyone else. Because I've always kind of read that she knew that she surrounded herself with talented people. So I don't know if she would be as hard on the others. Oops. As
right.
It was more her in front of the mirror doing every possible face and mannerism to figure out what she thought was funny for her.
Mm-hmm. But I think to accentuate again, yeah, with all these like made for TV movie things, it's a lot of like, oh, okay, we got to exaggerate a little more.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it wasn't true to the the letter there. Let's see. Oh, this is where she revisits Vivian as far as the food.
Strange that they didn't pick like a more monumental episode too to be like the one.
Mm-hmm.
Since they're not going by the actual event timeline. They
True.
could have picked any episode. Could have been the Meet a Vegemin episode or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what made them choose this one over all others.
I mean, the only thing I can think is like they're all four in the same room.
True.
I mean,
yeah. So you have to get all cast on set. So it's like, okay, at the same time. So how many scenes did you have that?
that'd be a shitty nickname for a woman. Loose.
Loose. Yeah, I am. I mean,
tight.
Oh, that sounds good. Breakfast Police. Well, it's just got a point there.
Yes.
Yeah, here's the speech of you look more like the typical American woman there.
Yeah, everyone said he was just a crotchety old drunk fuck. He was just gotta love him. I want to wear a Fred Mertz sleeping cap when I get old. Those long.
Yep.
Look like glowworm.
We're all good then. Great.
Vivian Vance, I think I told you on the Lucy show, was one of the first divorced women on television.
Ah.
They're like, you can't have a divorced character. People won't like her.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well,
what?
it's amazing, like, some of the firsts like that, and you don't think of, like, okay, was it so like monumental at the time? And for that, yeah, it was.
That's why a lot of Lucy's later characters were all widowed.
Mm-hmm.
Desilu Studios. She was the first female president of a studio after Desi basically sold her his half.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how they used to order doubles? Jim Beam 2 times?
2 times. It's your new
She's
baby.
drinking?
I hope he likes alcohol.
He doesn't have a smartphone in his fucking hand to distract him all day. Actually read. I read Yahoo News on the shitter. That's all we do now. She got a bony ass wrist.
Mm.
She's not usually this thin, right? Like maybe she lost weight for this. I don't know.
Nicole Kidman, yeah, I don't.
She looks kind of frail in this, don't she?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I don't remember that, like, skinny. I'm trying to think, how old is Nicole Kidman now? Because I think, she's older than, I believe, Lucy was at
Probably
this time.
50s.
Yeah.
She's got to be Tom Cruise's age, right?
Right. And I'm not sure how old he is. I think you have to carbon date him.
Yeah.
Wait, the man is the man, and what about Chico? He just hangs out with the man. But that won't be till the 70s.
I feel like this scene was just added so these two could be
Yep.
in a scene together.
Yeah. Basically.
I have a real hard time believing that William Frawley and Lucy were going out and hanging out without the others.
Yeah, to have a quick drink and discuss. Yeah. So like Bill Crawley was a 40-year vaudeville veteran.
I believe he was, actually.
Wow. And it's amazing, like, when you think back to a lot of these early shows, and that how a lot of this stuff came from either radio or vaudeville. Like, like these actors, actresses, ideas.
Before they got the show, they basically had to prove to the network that it would work.
Mm-hmm.
So Lucy and Desi actually did basically a tour where they performed in front of audiences what would be the pilot episode of I Love Lucy.
Nice.
And they were huge and successful, and that ultimately got the show made with him as the husband.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the episode where she comes on stage with the big is it a what's the giant looking violin? Is that cello? What the hell's that called?
Yeah, cello.
But she's got the hat and the tie and who doing the voice, hey, and like slingshots the fucking that was basically the stage show, and that ended up being an episode later in the
I called AAA, but they didn't exist yet.
I called Double A. They said not again. We should have been drinking every time they name check some old celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be drunker in this one scene alone.
It's like ding, ding, ding. Ding. Ding.
Gosh, she got 2 shout outs. They do a little of the timeline jumping. It gets a little confusing sometimes.
Mm. And this is what I'm talking about with the flashbacks. I like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think in this movie, like because of the order of things, and I'm not a stickler that everything has to be in linear order because I love like things like Pulp Fiction and such. But yeah, this was a little confusing at times.
If we ever get to Grounded for Life, I always like the way that show was shot because it starts with the final scene,
Mm-hmm.
and it works backwards. One of the few times I thought that kind of worked.
Mm.
Because it always end up in some big crazy fucking thing. So you start there, and then how did we get here?
Exactly. And how many seasons did that one go? Grounded for Life, like 5?
5, yeah. Fucking perverts.
And of course, I can't hear the word champagne without thinking of Christopher Walken doing the Continental on Saturday Night Live, and it's not champagne, it's champagne.
Suspicion, that's a good one. Hitchcock.
Mm-hmm.
Not seeing the other ones.
Swing Time. Wait, what's the first one there with hat?
I don't know.
Top Hat. Okay.
Fred Astaire, not really my thing.
Oh, really? Okay. See, I like some of the Fred Astaire, some of the musicals and such.
You would. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Call me Miss Ball.
That's like old school Hollywood style in there.
Mm-hmm.
I love that RKO engraving on the wall there.
So weird thinking about RKO, this big studio. I remember when I was younger too, like they had the line of theaters, RKO theaters, and now it's like, yep, all gone.
Guy kind of looks like a Weinstein.
He does. Maybe that's the look they were going for, too. That is so crazy, though. It's like, like she was in the successful movie, and it's like, okay, and now we're dropping you.
But, it was her age, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we got younger, prettier girls coming in. Time to clean the slate. And
yep.
She'll never become the world's biggest celebrity at fucking 40. No way.
Yeah. And especially at this, time, that was even more so than, like, even, like, modern times where, like, it's like, I know there's still, like, a stigma of, like older ladies acting in that, like, roles available in that.
I mean, it seems that way today. Even a lot of actresses are like, they kind of hit their 30s or something if they were young stars, and you don't really see them too much anymore.
Right.
Maybe that'll change with all these, like, Jamie Lee coming back to Halloween and all that to get these. They said, I think with that one, she's like the first woman over 60 to have a major box office something with Halloween.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it was something like that, like to have a major opening weekend over a certain budget or something. Yeah.
Wow.
Drink. You got a face for radio.
Exactly. When they said that thing, I was like, I'm surprised they didn't throw the joke in there too.
Language, Lucy. Language. Is it gin? Were you a gin girl, Lucy?
Could not see the bottle.
Whose fancy ass property they shooting at?
It's like, damn.
That actually looked like the hills in the back too.
Yeah, but you think of some of those old radio programs and some of the actors and actresses that came out of that.
My phone keeps blowing up work calling, like my work call-in line. I'm like, you motherfuckers are the ones who told me not to come in.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't think they want you to come in. Like, it's like, here's a hazmat suit. Come on in.
They keep calling with all these open shifts. So my phone keeps going off. Yeah, let me come on in, guys. You know what you want?
Thursday at the table.
Were these things even in the same episode?
I don't think so.
I don't remember this, but I'm sure it was there somewhere.
Cut the flower. Cut the flowers. No, you can't cut the flowers. We'll have to cut the flowers.
I think in the original pitch too, because she was so big at the time,
mm-hmm.
she was going to be the famous one in the show. And I believe it was a little bit of an ego rub for her to be like, no, let him be the famous one.
Gotcha.
Which would have been a very different show.
Mm-hmm.
Turkish. Someone put a gun to your head and said, give me one Turkish name. What are you saying?
Hado. It's
sure.
There was a guy on in a basketball team, Hado Turkoglu.
His name's Turkoglu, so you assume it's Turkish? No,
I believe he was Turkish.
He's Turkish and happens to have the name Turkoglu? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be like my last name being Honky. And being a goose. What were you thinking? I was kidding.
In a row? Wait, I forgot. Yeah. Sorry, 37.
So this is the 4th episode of the 2nd season, 37 episodes. So they had 33 in the first?
I guess so.
You got some splaining to do.
Maybe. No.
He's like, I need a fucking drink.
I'm wondering, like, was she like one of the first women to be in a comedy writers' room?
I mean, maybe. Probably for sure one of the first to have such high billing. I mean, those two, they did add a third writer at some point during the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for the most part, those two wrote a lot of I Love Lucy and her radio show.
Hmm.
I think they might have even come along for the Lucy show.
Oh wow. Yeah, she's double pregnant. Okay, sure. Good question there.
I'm still drinking, ain't I?
Okay, yeah, this is. Right. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, an actual credit. So back to plot point number 3.
Spoiler alert, doesn't work. Kind of hard to stay married when your husband's constantly cheating on you.
Mary Catherine Gallagher, can you come? Superstar.
I think it was true though that she filed for divorce right
after
those
it ended.
Those might be real photos from the show.
Oh wow, that is cool.
I think those were real photos. I think it was like the day after the last episode filmed. I think that was fact that that's when she filed.
Yeah, reading that article, I believe you are correct in that. It's just not after episode 4 of season 2.
Right. No, because this ended in 60, I believe.
Yeah, so
and they
it
did
took a while.
They did 6 half-hour episode seasons, and then they did 3 seasons of hour-long specials.
Yeah, so
7, 8, and 9. Yeah, 51 to 60.
Yeah, so was it season 2 that everything unraveled, like in one shot?
Yeah, I think the whole saving the marriage thing was from the beginning. It was like because they had already been having issues. Yeah. Maybe if I do this show with him, we'll be working together and.
Yes. She literally says, "Wah."
Wah. I don't know if they would have questioned that comedy back then, though.
No.
I mean, it was pretty.
No,
pretty standard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is like our time cynicism.
Yeah, it's like they're inserting our time into
a
discussion there. It's like, I don't think this discussion necessarily would have been happening back then.
No. Yeah, this is people now looking back and going, "Oh, look how cringy it is."
Mm-hmm.
But back then, that was it.
No, you're perfectly right. It's like this is how comedy, like we were saying, last time with the honeymooners. It's like, okay, every time Ralph Cramden threatening physical violence against Alex, but that was part of the comedy back then.
Yeah, the Honeymooners biopic wouldn't have a scene with them going, you think the audience is going to be upset that I'm threatening to punch Alice in the face?
No, but the thing is also, you knew that his character though wasn't that type of guy anyway. He was all bluster and that. So, but yeah, to make the joke itself, it's at that time, no, that wasn't a big deal. Would you do it now? No. Yeah, now if you had that joke, to the moon, it means like, I'll pay for you to be on Jeff Bezos's rocket or something, takes on a different context.
I think my grandma had that lamp. that puke green back in the day. Everyone.
Oh God, yeah. Some of the color choices back in those days. Oh, back in those days, and even later. Because like when we look at some more of the '70s sitcoms, oh yeah, some of the not just the colors, but just like the decor itself were interesting to say the least. Lots of wood.
Set decoration is pretty strong in this movie, actually. Google it, kids. Oh, wait. You couldn't.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, use your smartphone. Oh, wait, no. Walk into a bar.
Open your encyclopedia to sex. Probably wasn't even in there back then. They didn't add sex to the encyclopedia until 1968. Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
He looks around. Yeah, the book I read, it sounded more like he bought it.
Got it. Yeah.
Because I think he was fighting more for equal credit via title. But a lot of the advertising and stuff would say the Lucy Desi Show or stuff like that. Even though technically I love this.
Oh.
You didn't have a housekeeper, Lucy? You're doing your own laundry?
Hi.
She said it calms her, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
So that's Lucy Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the weird special where they played their parents? That was kind of odd.
No.
It's probably early 90s maybe or something like that.
Oh.
They did a thing where they played Lucy and Ricky.
Oh, wow. Does Lucy Jr. look a lot like Lucy, or?
I mean, not really. She was in Here's Lucy. Both the kids were in Here's Lucy with her. When she was young, she was pretty hot. Her daughter too. Lucy was a blonde, I think, naturally. Her daughter
right
was always brunette because of Desi, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't think they have much of the facial structure.
Okay.
Desi Jr. definitely looks like his dad.
Yeah, no, because I've seen him, but I just couldn't remember, like, Lucy Jr., like, if she looked as much like her mom or not.
I don't, not in my opinion, no. I think she ended up with the same voice. Not quite as raspy, but.
Oh, maybe she smoked less cigarettes, yeah.
I was not really a big fan of Here's Lucy. A lot of people love that, Lucy fans, but thought it catered too much to her kids. I'm like, I'm not here for your kids.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. You want to give them a platform, but. And then her daughter even left that show at some point. Or was it maybe the son left? One of them left to go to college, I think. More smoking pleasure.
For a second, I thought it was like, more smoking, please. Kind of like the opposite of like a movie theater. It's like, no smoking, please. Like, more smoking, please.
I don't see you getting William Frawley down here at 2 a.m. I don't see it. You'd be like, fuck it, fire me.
I was gonna say made much more sense.
I remember this scene.
Mm.
I was taking a shit. I realized my marriage sucks.
I was doing laundry like I always do at 2 in the morning.
Aaron Sorkin was taking a shit, and he realized he needed some drama for the third act. So he made up some shit.
Yes, lock the oven.
I think Lucy could drink. I think she was. I don't think she was a drunk, but I think she could pound him back.
Yeah.
Very career oriented, though. You got to give her some credit, man.
Oh, very much so.
She knew how to build a fucking empire. She's also credited for Star Trek.
Yeah, Desilu.
Modest, too. Me.
You know who loves Lucy? I love Lucy. Oh, that's right. Lucy was a serial killer. Kill.
What was your favorite episode of I Love Lucy?
That's, I love the conveyor with the chocolates.
Mm-hmm. That, I think, was TV Guide's usually the #1 ranking of that.
Yeah, I think most people know, like, if you know anything about Lucy, know that. Because that also spawned so many copycat type things over the years. Like...
There was a Mad TV sketch they used to do. It was like I Love Lucy in the 90s. And it would be like they did like the conveyor belt episode, but they were selling like crack or something.
Oh my God.
So like they start shoveling the fucking crack into their mouth. They're all getting like high as shit.
Well, that's like, like now it's like it'll be like pot brownies or something, or gummies.
Oh, remember I told you about this jingle? I sang this jingle to you on our Honeymooners episode. Yum yum yum.
I love that. They'd live together and like it.
My Favorite Husband actually was a very funny radio program. And like I said, a lot of them are just, they became episodes of I Love Lucy. They have a bunch of them that do influence episodes on the DVDs, which is cool.
Cool. I'm home. No, wait. No, that's not Desi.
It is kind of cool to see like some podcasts when they try to recreate them old radio programs.
Mm-hmm.
Do a scripted audio show with sound effects and all that.
Yep.
It's kind of a lost art form, or it was until podcasting, I would think.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's like,
I mean, even like AM radio, you don't really hear comedy shows like that.
No.
But what do we call it?
My favorite Lucy.
Well, what about poor Denning, who was her husband on the radio program, just gets left in the fucking dust.
Wah, wah.
He was funny on there, too. But he's more your every 50s.
Mm-hmm. Typical.
Yeah, Richard Denning was probably like, fuck you, bitch. My show gets you a TV show and you're just going to leave me here? I wonder if she continued to do the radio show at all after.
I'm not sure.
Probably not. Did they have workplace comedies back then?
Say that again?
Did they have any workplace comedies in the 50s?
I don't.
51? Would she
Well,
have to say domestic? Because, like, what's the alternative? There's no workplace comedies in
right.
51,
Like,
right?
no, let's see. Honeymooners came like a little after this, and again, Alice and Trixie were domestic as well. So, yeah, I'm not
Well,
sure.
in her use of domestic, she just means like a home sitcom,
Yeah.
family. I thought they were all fucking family sitcoms at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Was his father really a mayor? I don't know that. Maybe.
I believe so, actually. His father, I think, was the actual mayor of Santiago. So he's the yes man. Just the yes.
It's my favorite Martian. The Tropicana, is that what his place was called?
I think that's what it said. Let's see.
There were lyrics to the theme song. Did you know that?
No, I did not know for the I Love Lucy theme song. No.
Yeah, Desi sings a actual lyrical version of it.
Oh.
It's like, I love Lucy and she loves me. We're as happy as two can be. Sometimes we quarrel, but then how we love making up again. So
Wow.
even in their theme song, they talk about fucking. They actually had I think it was on the old Columbia House. Remember them kids? Columbia House?
Oh yeah.
They had
Actually I tweeted a joke with that too. Columbia House Records.
really?
Yeah.
They had a VHS collection where they were putting out all the Lucy's. I Love Lucy's back in the day,
Oh.
and they would have like a little music video at the beginning of Desi singing the actual lyrics to the song.
Oh, sweet.
Gonna save my marriage. I'm sorry. What?
think that you're what?
Have you ever said that before? So what did you think of this overall when you watched the first time?
No, I definitely enjoyed it. I thought great acting by both Nicole Kidman and Javier Bardem. As I said, some of the cutbacks, like the flashbacks and that, because of the way they did them, it's not necessarily just the sequencing. I think it was just the way they cut. It's like, okay, wait, what's going on? Like, at what time are we?
Yeah.
That got me a little bit, but I think overall, well done.
Yeah. It's almost like the only cue they give you to let you know sometimes when they're going backwards is like her hairdo or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because
like,
all of a
oh
sudden
look,
it's
her
like,
hair's down
oh, wait
and
a second.
longer.
Yeah, it's like, wait, are we still at the same point? You're like,
right.
Oh, wait, no, this isn't the radio program. Oh, wait, no, this is,
Yeah, it's probably a little easier for me knowing more about her because their dialogue will usually clue you that it's earlier, but if you don't know that,
right.
like she'll reference something that you're like, oh, this is before the show.
And here we are with the headline in red.
It's in 4-inch type. And that was real. Like she did go in front of the board or whatever, and
the U.S. House of American Affairs,
House Un-American,
Un-American Affairs, or something like that.
Because we don't have any lines in the script, bitch.
They're like, line.
Yeah.
But let's add more drama to it too.
Yeah, this.
Anyone got a cell phone?
I just thought of Clue in the part coming up. Why is J. Edgar Hoover on your telephone? He's on everyone else's. Why shouldn't he be on mine? You think he was wearing ladies' panties when he called? No.
They're executed.
Only as far as your career. Hey, go to Cuba. You'll be huge.
Call this man.
I called Jesus himself.
This Jesus. It's like I'm expecting then South Park.
Are you there, God? It's me, Desi. Yeah, you insensitive bitch. You fat cow. Go eat your potatoes.
It's like I could use some French toast right now.
Learn your place. Yeah, Vivian did hate that shit for real.
Yeah.
I think that was part of their kind of deal they made as friends when she came back for the next series. That was like, hey, you just let me be me and
yeah, it's like none of that like with your grandfather shit.
yeah. How about my husband's left me? How about that? And they let her go by Viv in the next series. Her real name. One of the weird things, I don't know why she latched onto it, but she thought that all the last names of Lucy's characters had to be like close because
Mm.
that was part of the success. So you had
Oh,
Ricardo,
right.
but which was a Spanish name. So she was like, well, the only thing I can take out of there is Car. So in the Lucy show, I think her last name was Carmichael.
Oh, okay.
And then Here's Lucy was Carter.
Wow.
She just kept using that. I don't remember what the last one was, but
It's like Lucy actually just had an affinity for cars.
yeah, I was like, oh, what a weird thing to latch onto. But she always made sure that it had car in it.
It's like yeah, car. It's a funny word. Like you can laugh at car. It's like ever see the movie Sunshine Boys?
No,
Oh, okay. Like with Walter Matthau and and what's it, George
never heard of them.
Burns. It's talking about like it's like the word Frenchy. It's like they're talking about like what words sound funny. Yeah.
Nick
Yes, that's a funny name.
sounds like dick.
It's like reference bachelor party. Tom Hanks. No. Wow, only a call from J. Edgar Hoover could do that.
Yeah, that was the first thing I googled after I watched this. I was like, J. Edgar Hoover called the fuck, and everything was like, no, and there's no account of that. Why does everyone keep calling me loose?
I'm not that loose.
I do Kegels. No, they won't be invented for 40 years.
My name's reserved. I should be sitting here.
I like how the quiet please are facing the stage instead of the
Yeah.
audience. The wardrobe person had their job cut out for them here. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
All them old. Yoke. Yeah, I think the cameras being movable was a big part of his.
Mm. Activities.
Communism.
It's like a ghost. A communism.
It's a hell of a microphone.
Wow, I can't read it. No.
What does that say, Dolores? I forgot my bifocals. They just look at each other. Is that 4-inch red font? I can't believe they use 4 inches. I know all about 4 inches, Dolores. Must be a long-ass phone cord. 100% clear.
It's your evening. Put on your dress. Oh, wait, no.
This is Groucho Marx. Well, it's a sweet sentiment either way. Even if it's bullshit.
And all of a sudden you hear, like, boo. Like, one little voice.
Yes, here. Does the carpet match the drapes? Oh,
Okay,
it's not over yet.
It's like one plot point fixed. It's like, speaking of. Plot point number 2. Or 3. Yeah, I don't think they would say that back then. Don't gaslight me. Again, more modernized. Dun dun dun. No, that's blood. I'm sorry. I killed a man.
It's a hemorrhoid pad.
Nosebleed. Wait, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you about my my fetish of wearing lipstick.
How do you think I got a hold of J. Edgar Hoover?
Oh.
He owed me one after that shit. So yeah, according to this, it's like, oh yeah, she proves he's cheating, and then she fucking just did the show for another 7 years.
Yeah.
And stayed married to him another 7 years. That's logical. She knew he was cheating long before this.
Right. Like you said, one of the whole reasons for the show with him, it's like, oh, they can be together.
Yep.
Oh, there's the word again. Home. The only word that can make Lucille Ball freeze. Home. Yes, when Lucille Ball saw the movie E.T., she froze 100 times.
That lady in the audience just frozen like this. And 7 years later, she did. It's like, that's what I was like, what?
And it's like, huh?
It would have made more sense if they were doing like the final episode or something.
Okay, and here's the, the after words. It's like, oh yeah, after this.
And 7 years later, she realized, fuck you.
Yeah, on March 3rd, 1960, after their final performance, it's like, not this performance. Oh, I guess we gotta change the channel. Yep.
Written and directed by Aaron Sorkin.
Something very
it definitely takes
that.
its liberties, don't it?
Oh, definitely. But yeah, if people want to, read about what actually happened with those three events, I had forwarded you an article from actually Smithsonian. Actually had a good article about the reality behind being the Ricardos, and that the events happened, but they happened in different times, and also, liberties taken, J. Edgar Hoover was not the person on the line. Artistic license.
I would say the best book, if you're just interested in her life, I think it's just called Love, Lucy, and it's actually her autobiography. So you get it right from the horse's mouth, which was really a good read, and it's not that long.
Oh, excellent.
But yeah, I thought this would be a fun little change of pace. Do a little commentary track, watch a little something.
Yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed as well. Enjoyed the show and enjoyed the little our little commentary.
Next, we got to do the Rob Zombie's The Monsters.
oh! Don't remind me! Don't remind me!
Maybe it'll get stuck in production hell and canceled. We'll see.
Yeah.
They'll be one of those COVID killed movies.
Now, have you watched many of the Amazon Studios produced movies, or?
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of other ones that I've actually watched.
I watched Coming to America too.
Oh, Coming to America, yeah.
Well, I don't know if that was technically an Amazon Studios, but it was an Amazon exclusive.
Yeah, right, it was an Amazon exclusive, but yeah, like Amazon Studios itself. Yeah, I don't know if there's any other particular ones I've watched.
They didn't even put that on home video, did they? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
What kind of bullshit is that? See, that's what I hate is when all these streaming services. I'm a physical media man.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna fucking make everything streaming exclusive, and I can't add it to my beautiful collection back here. What the fuck?
I'm sure at some point check Amazon and it'll be in physical manifestation to pick up.
It'll be a print on demand, like most of the Night Court DVDs that are.
Oh yeah, you were saying about those.
Fuck, dude. The first 3 seasons came out on DVD normal, and then they were all print on demand.
Oof.
Which almost all of them, the rest are over there, but I had to replace the cases because the cheap ass cases they put on them.
Ugh.
They like break the first time you ever fucking open them.
Love it. Oh wait. Woman 1 was Emily Marsh. I wonder if that's the same Emily Marsh as she's going to be one of the new people on the new Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh.
Interesting.
Woman 1? What the fuck? Which woman is Woman 1?
Was it like Dr. Seuss, like thing 1, thing 2?
Was she the one frozen in the audience like this?
Maybe.
Well, damn. Well, that was fun.
Oh, that was fun. Never did a watch along again. Like we talked about beforehand, but like on a watch thing like this. But my tendency is more to make quips and make jokes at the thing because I'm used to the Mystery Science Theater type of thing, but not a watch along and just do a commentary type of thing.
I was just tweeting dick pics the whole time.
Oh, there we go. I'll check my phone in a little bit.
Tag you, no. Hashtag this dick for Lucy. Please don't hashtag that.
Yes, please. Don't do that.
Well, I can't wait to get back to some more Night Court. We'll talk to you next week about this show. This show has been real fucking fun to revisit, my friend.
Oh yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to, like, as you were saying, you were watching a little from the end, like the last season first, and the episodes with Gilbert Gottfried. I gotta hit those. I'm a big Gilbert fan, so
I went from the last season to the first season. I was like, oh. First season, it's very interesting because you'll have a lot of cast changes. You're like,
yeah, I was going to say, wow, you went backwards. Wait, Selma Diamond came back to life. Yeah.
She was funny. But we'll discuss that next week.
Yeah. Again, unfortunately, that was another show that unfortunately lost in 2021 a couple of key cast members.
Yeah, so now we're just catching up to that one, and now we got to fucking plan
Mary
the next
Tyler Moore
2 shows
that.
around the rest of the fucking deaths. So, Jesus Christ. If y'all could just stop dying, give us a little time to catch up. We want to honor all of you, like, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so
good thing we got on Norm so quick, huh?
yeah, good thing. It's like, of course, that means also coming soon will be Full House, with the recent passing of Bob Saget. If we're missing anyone key recent, please let us know, because.
And Bob Saget and Norm Macdonald were very good friends.
Very good friend. Well, yeah, I believe Bob was the one that
he directed Dirty Work.
Yeah, he directed Dirty Work, but also wasn't he when they said when they made it known about Norm having cancer, like he was shocked because he's been so close with him for so long, and
he was the one who said he got a text like the day before Norm died saying like I love you, and he goes, that was weird.
Yeah,
like it wasn't like Norm to just send a random I love you text. Yeah, it was definitely a big part of my childhood. Full House was big when I was a kid. I think I learned more parental lessons from Danny Tanner than I learned from either of my parents. For better or worse, that probably would have been the more interesting episode to cover, right? The birth episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go into, given that they were having the whole hubbub about Lucy being pregnant as one of the plot points.
I think Vitamin to Vegemin's my favorite, where she's doing the TV commercial and slowly gets more and more drunk throughout. Are you tired, run down, listless? Do you pop out at parties? Are you unpopular? She's doing a commercial for a vitamin drink, but it's like 15% alcohol. So every time she takes a swig in the commercial, more and more shit face. It's so funny. It's just like, it's the perfect showcase for her brilliance, I think. Yeah, and eventually at the end, she gets so shit faced that she's not even talking anymore. She's just like swooning over Ricky. Like, I love you. Just like swooning at her husband. That was so funny.
Well, again, I hope everyone enjoyed. Hopefully, if you have some ideas of other sitcom-based things that you'd like to do, a watch-along, please let us know. We'll also see if we can also do it as a watch party. It's just like for this, we didn't want to, get in trouble and, post an Amazon thing over, like, say, YouTube and such, and, have J. Edgar Hoover's ghost come after us. Hey,
I hate to see that goes.
His name is still in all those FBI warnings. It's on that stamp. It's still in there. J. Edgar Hoover. And if you enjoy our show, please like, subscribe. Listen to us. From the audio side, the podcast. Please check out our YouTube channel. Please check out JJ's Twitch at what is it, sir?
Twitch.tv/BidwellFog.
Yes, and I am, of course, if you're watching this, twitch.tv/netnick191, and you can contact us at Twitter at SitcomMyFace, Facebook. You can get our page at SitcomMyFace, and we are SitcomMyFace@gmail.com.
Get them Night Court episodes in, kids.
Yes.
We'll be back next week.
Yes, and remember also, if it ain't fixed, don't broke it.